Good morning. Today our lesson is execute scalar and execute reader using the odbc. Okay. First we'll check our mysql. We will use our previous database, which is named Microsoft. So we'll use Microsoft. Okay. Microsoft. My database, Microsoft rather, has three tables. So we have the table emp and the table depth. So we are going to use those two tables for our execute scalar and execute reader. Okay. These are my tables, and then next I'm going to open my Visual Studio. Okay. So I'm going to use Windows Forms app that framework .NET Framework for Visual Studio. And then I'm going to change the location. So wait, I'll have L123. Okay, so this will be scalar and reader. So I'm gonna name it scalar reader. Okay, then create. You can again include this on your previous projects, such as your data set and the crystal report. Okay. For the execute reader and execute scalar, I'll have first the execute scalar. So I'm going to use a button. Um, I'll just change the text for count. Okay. So this form is for my table employee. So BT and count. I'm just I'll insert a label here. Okay. And change the text employee table. Okay. And the fonts there. Okay. When I click this one, the result will be displayed on a list box. So we'll have a list box here. I'll name my list box as list scalar. And then same form. Okay. So same form. I will also demonstrate the execute reader on this form. Okay, so a button. I'm going to change the text of the button view, and then the name btn view, and then a list box again for my reader. This one naman is for the execute reader. So list reader there. Okay, so when I click this one, it will display here this one for this one. So let's start first with the execute. Before starting with the execute reader or the coding, I need to connect it first with the odbc. So let's go to control panel, system and security, administrative tools, and then odbc data sources 32-bit. And then system DSN, so I'm going to use L123. Okay, this one is the configuration of it. L123, localhost, root for the user and your password and the database. Okay, for you, you can use your DSN, the DSN you previously used on your project. So L123. Okay, so I've connected it to the ODBC. Now I'm going to have the codes. So for this one, okay, let's start first. I'm going to import a data ODBC here. So imports, we have system dot data dot ODBC there. And then for this one, I'm going to have a connection and a command. Okay, so declare dim cnn as new odbc.odbc connection, dim cmd as odbc, as new odbc.odbc command there. And then let's first clean our execute list box scalar. So items that clear, so that when you rerun it, okay, it will be clear. It will not have continue to populate your list box or list scalar. Okay, cnn that connection string. Remember your dsn, so we'll have it here. No spaces. Okay, so dsn, this one L123. So L123. Next. Okay, and then I'll have cnn that open. I'm gonna open the connection, and then cmd is equals to cnn that create command. Sorry, there. And then we have cmd that command text. Okay, I'm going to place my SQL query here. So select count asterisk from M. Next, let's have the list scalar dot items dot add. Let's have employee count there. And then another one, list scalar dot items dot add. And then cmd dot execute scalar there. And then close, cnn dot close. Let's try. So count there. So I have 3 records on my table employee there. That's why it's 3. Next, we'll have the execute reader. So I'm going to place my commands or my codes here on the btn view. So again, we'll open the connection. So dim, we'll declare a connection, dim cnn as new odbc.odbc connection, dim cmd as new odbc.odbc command. And then I'm going to also declare one variable for my reader. So dim dr as odbc data reader. Okay. And then list box or list reader dot items dot clear. And then let's open the connection. cnn dot connection string is equals to dsn equals our dsn la1 2 3. And then cnn dot open cmd dot cmd is equals to cnn dot create command, then cmd dot command text. Remember, it's command text. I'll have uh, select. This one is for my query. Select asterisk from emp so that I can view all of the records from my table. Next, you have dr is equals to cmd dot execute reader. Okay, so we need to read the records from the table line by line. So we'll have read while dr dot read. Okay, so while it reads, it displays on our list reader. So list reader dot items dot add, and then we have dr dot get string. There, get string index 0. This one is for the employee, or employee number rather, this one. So this one will be index 0, index 1, index 2. So connect it via space, ampersand, space, ampersand, and then dr dot get string index 1, and then for the address, so ampersand, space, and then ampersand. This one is for the address. That get string 2. Okay. Remember, this one get string 0 is for the no. Get string with an index 1 is the ename, and get string with the index 2 is for the address. So it depends on your table. Okay. And then after that, after the end while statement, I'm going to close my data reader and also my connection there. So try, so view there, count there. So this one is for the execute scalar. This one is for our execute reader. Again, I'm going to do it with the table department. Okay, so we'll have another layout for that. So add a form. Okay, let's name the form readers rs depth. Okay, so this one is rs depth. So I have here, let's create another layout. So one, this box here. There, one list box and another list box here. So I'm going to have two list box, okay, but one button. So text, let's have view. Text for the button, let's have view. This one, we'll name it as btn view. Then the upper sorry. Oh, we changed the list box. So again, we'll have this one as btn view. Oops, cancel. Be out. First, I'm going to change the list box, the name of the list box. So this one will be the list reader. Okay, I'm going to change the button btn view, and then this one, the upper list box will be my list scalar. There. So again, I'm going to have only one button for both of the list boxes. So my codes will be here. So double click the button. So let's have first our codes for the execute scalar. So again, I'm going to import odbc. So imports system that data dot odbc, and then okay, let's have first our connection for our scalar. So dim cnn as new odbc dot odbc connection, and dim cmd as new odbc odbc command. Again, I am going to do first the execute scalar. So we'll have list scalar, list scalar that items that clear there, and then cnn dot connection string is equals to dsn my dsn, so 1 2 3, and then cnn dot open, and then I have cmd is equals to cnn dot create command, and then cmd dot command text is equals to select count parenthesis asterisk parenthesis from depth. Okay, I'm going to show or count the number of records from the department table, and then you have list scalar that items that add um, department count, and then you have list scalar that items that add, then cmd that execute scalar. Okay, and then I'll have cnn that close. Okay, there. So oops, I'm going to replace the startup form, so change it to rs step. So this one is for the department. List view, list scalar is running. Next, I'm going to insert the codes for the execute reader. So go back to the codes. So this one, I'm going to have the same connection. So same connection. So, but I'm going to use another connection for my execute reader dim cmd to as new odbc command. Okay, this one is for my execute reader. So I'm going to place here cmd2 is equals to cnn dot create command, cmd2 dot command text is equals to um, select asterisk from depth. Okay, so this one is for my execute scalar. So I need to declare, okay, a dr. So dim dr for my data reader, odbc dot odbc data reader. So dr is equals to cmd2 dot execute reader. Okay, then I have while dr dot read. Okay, so it's on the list box reader dot items dot add. Okay, So we'll have dr that get string. Oops. Get string 0 and another one dr dot get string. So I'm going to have how many indexes? So for the department, I'm going to have 0 and 1. So this one will be 1. Okay. And next, I'm going to close my dr and also my connection. So cnn dot close there. Let's try. There. So I have here the execute scalar and the execute reader. Okay. So it's working. Again, you can incorporate it in your menu. So for example, you have your menu. Okay. So have your menu strips there. For the first discussion, we had the data set, and then we also had the crystal report. And then now we have the execute reader and scalar. Okay, so we'll have here the employee and then the department. So for the employee, let's have form 1 that show. Okay, and then for the department, we name it as rs underscore department that show. Can change the property. So we change it to menu. So this is our menu. You have your execute there. We have the employee and we also have our department there. So you can place a label here for the department table there in the upper portion. Okay, hope you learned something about execute scalar and execute reader. So this is our codes, okay, for the last. Okay, thank you. Good day.